All right. Hello. Welcome back, everybody, to the stream. My name is Coffee, also known as John, and today we are going to be returning to the hidden shrine of Tamoachan with the Burgandy Beholders. How are you guys all doing today? Why don't we go around, see how everybody's feeling, and have them reintroduce their characters since, we've had only one session so far. And then we'll get into some recap action, find out what happened last week, and get ourselves ready for this week's action. And before I go around say what's up to everybody, I do just want to go ahead and thank Michael Gelfi Studios as well as Sword Coast Soundscapes for some of the music that we'll be using tonight. Thank you as always; they're fantastic. And if you are looking for music for your own D&D session, I highly recommend using them, as they are also copyright free. Fantastic. So let's go around the table, see how everybody's doing. Nick, aka Pellinor, how you feeling today, my man?
I have hope that the light of Raza will cleanse this tomb of whatever evil it is that lies before us.
It looks like if Raza is into burning evil away, he's going to be a pretty happy camper in the next couple weeks, I think. So that is good. Grease,
My faith
aka
has never been stronger.
oh, it's gonna burn up the night sky for sure. Grease, our grease man, aka Rainan, how are you feeling today, my good man?
No, it is good day, this name, Burgundy Beholder. It is nice. It suits me. It suits us, I feel.
I think it has a nice ring to it, and it's a color of success, of luxury. I feel so. That does seem appropriate
It
for
is
us.
also the color of good, fresh blood.
Yes, yes. Before it's gotten fully oxygenated. So, and on that note, let's keep it moving. Ross, aka Theobald, how are you feeling today, sir?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm holding this lid open, and this guy's coming after us. I'm pretty good.
Yeah, it's kind of a dusty situation, that's for sure. I was trying to come up with a clever pun and failed, so you're gonna have to live with that. I apologize, but there might be additional proration for that joke. So we'll get to that, and then our newest member, welcome again, Misha, aka Glanthrin of Goliad. How are you feeling today?
I would feel better once I can enter this game.
The ultimate foe of Dungeons and Dragons on Roll20. Roll20 itself. Well, hopefully by the time I am finished with this brief little introduction, a little recap, that you will be having a better time. I do thankfully at least see that it looks like you're in the game, so maybe, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and let me take us into the game on the stream, and I will give us a recap for all of you in the stream viewing out there. By the way, please feel free to check out our new channel points as well as our new custom emotes. There are more coming soon. But at the moment, feel free to check them out. You can redeem them to transform me into some of my favorite D&D characters from the past. If you have other ideas on what you'd like to see with these rewards, we've got ideas like naming NPCs, naming magic items, towns, adding music to the playlist. So whatever you think might be a good idea, let us know in the chat. Um, but that is new, so feel free to check that out. And on that, let's go ahead and get into the game. So, last time we played, uh, the group of adventurers known as the Burgundy Beholders had caught wind of a legend that told of a hidden shrine in the lost, ruined city of Tamoachan. Once more, this shrine was said to be a source of worship for the vampire god Vampire. And so, with rumors like that, what good adventuring party could resist the rumors of treasure and glory to be found there? So, you guys explored the jungles of Chult for several weeks before eventually stumbling upon the ruined city. You found it to be mostly deserted, covered in a lot of overgrowth, but eventually you were able to find a large pyramid in the center of the city, which you tried to explore. But unfortunately, you encountered several humans who came out of the jungle, seemingly to come after you. It was sort of unclear, but before you had time to react, your feet gave way under rubble as the earth beneath you gaped open and you fell into the shrine below, where you now find yourselves. At first, you found yourselves in a sealed off chamber with seemingly no exit but a locked door. You found a metal staff on one of the stucco figures that were decorating the chamber, and after some perceptive work, were able to find a keyhole that the staff, aka key, fit perfectly into, springing the door open. You guys then avoided a pit trap and entered into a sort of muddy chamber where you encountered a giant crayfish creature that was speaking to you in a language that you seem to recognize as Old Omoan, but unfortunately none of you were able to speak it, I believe. I could be wrong about that, but regardless of how it went down, my memory's a bit foggy on the specifics. But one way or another, y'all came to blows with this giant crayfish creature, and it summoned Kyaila Kjelka, the hermit crab guardian of this chamber, and the two of them attempted to combat you, but were quickly slayed by the party. With no more threats, you guys found yourselves free to explore, so you headed east, where you found a caved-in staircase, completely inaccessible, as Grease even caused this minor cave-in as he tried to see if there was a way through. So going backwards, you guys found a loose stone in the wall, which you were able to, with a lot of effort, push through, revealing a small chamber and a set of double doors on the other side. In addition to that, you found 6 urns full of oil, as well as a lock on the door, which you were able to unlock with thieves' tools. And then as you guys entered into this newly discovered room, it contained a large sarcophagus and several messages scrolled out in this ancient Almoan language. And I believe somebody cast Comprehend Languages, if I'm not mistaken. Somehow, one way or another, I think it was Pellinor was able to read the messages. And you guys were able to discern that there were switches that corresponded to the numbers 0 through 10. And you pressed the switches corresponding to the date of Tloques-Popolocas' death, which popped his coffin open, revealing a wealth of treasure and magic items covering his corpse. After cleaning this corpse out, you also discovered that there was a somewhat ominous-looking battle axe attached to the wall that you decided to let be for the moment. After placing several of the urns next to the sarcophagus, just in case, you pillaged everything left in the guy's coffin, including some bracers of defense, multiple rings of magical nature, some potions. There were a lot of good stuff. But as you snatched the dead man's pendant, a whirlwind of dust and sand starts to surround the area, almost as if seemingly out of nowhere. And with that, we entered initiative, which I should still have pulled up, and that is where we left off. So that is where we are going to get into it. Glanthrin, how is the game? Tis it working? Yay! Yes. Excellent. All right, awesome. Well, beautiful, everybody. Let's go ahead and get into it. So as I said, let me make sure. I think I have everybody's initiative. Now, let me go ahead and get everybody's initiative real quick. So it looks like Glanthrin was going first, followed by Pellinor. I think I did pretty good too, but not as good as you guys. So then it would be me. Oh, no. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. That's the second one, obviously. Then what do we have? Then Theobald, then Grease. Okay.
So, 2 quick questions.
Yes, sir.
The first is, at this point, would I have magical weapons, or would I just have a normal weapon? Because I didn't really try to establish that beforehand.
So unfortunately, at this time, you have not discovered any magical weapons or really any magical items of any kind outside of what you may have discovered already in here, which I think is nothing, unfortunately. So no would be the answer to that question.
So I'm just wanting to make sure. And so, what are we seeing? Is there somebody standing up,
Yeah,
finally
so
upright
let's
in this
so
sarcophagus?
so let me go ahead and give a little bit more detailed description and put some music on real quick too. And we will get into this. So, what is happening is the following. It is your turn, right, Glanthrin? So yes. So as you see, I can't remember who snatched. Who was? I think it was Theo. Everybody was kind of in on this snatching, but I do think it was seems to be Grease and Theobald were sort of closest in on the robbery, on the grave robbery, if you will. So, what you see is that the dust that is sort of omnipresent in the chamber sort of starts to swirl around as if it's like a weather pattern or typhoon and centering around on the sarcophagus. And as it does, you see that it sort of starts to fill out the spaces between the bones of the creature, and its arms shoot up and grab onto the side of the sarcophagus. What do you do?
Um, mustering my old man might and speed, I am going to. Oh,
Oh, and
oops.
here, I'm sorry, I have a token. I just realized that the token's there. There we go.
There we go. Okay, excellent. So I am going to run up to this man to right here at a speed of 30, and I'm just going to attack him.
All right.
I have 2 attacks, so I will take a longsword attack, which isn't great, but this quarterstaff attack might be better.
Okay, let's see here. So, the longsword, yes, is a miss as you try to slash through the corpse, but it just goes through the sand. It doesn't actually strike anything, but the quarterstaff connects. And how much damage does it do?
Curse, you foul beast! It's not bad.
Okay. So, as you strike the creature, it seems to be supernaturally resistant, and
Oh, you
takes
don't
only
say.
half. Takes only half of that damage, bringing it down to 4. You see a small crack in its skull, but the sand quickly tries to sort of repopulate it.
Well, that's me. And I
All
will
right.
just stand there and be in its way.
Okay. All right. That brings it to Pellinor. You see the hands of this creature spring out of the tomb. What do you do?
Quick question. Would
Yes, sir.
I still be holding the lid of the sarcophagus open, or did I push that aside?
You pushed it aside, yeah. Because I
I
believe
feel-
you were involved in the grave robbing.
I feel bad because I'm about to undo what someone just did.
Oh
But
no.
it's for your safety. So Pellinor is gonna use telekinesis to shove Glanthrin 5 feet this way to this point.
Okay.
I
Okay.
love that.
And then I'm going to firebolt the bottles of oil, the bomb bottles that we put around him.
Okay. All right. So God, I love that. All right. Go ahead and roll an attack for that. I'm sorry if you did that. Okay, so yes, that's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage for that, please.
Okay. Trying to blow up the bottle. So
Yeah,
Okay,
the oil.
so you
Jars.
blow, you hit it, but it seems to be made out of a rather thick and I guess fairly kilned well pot because it's not enough to completely break through the clay. Actually, for one or two, I guess. Yeah, even two. Yeah, it's not enough to break the pot. Anything else, sir?
no, that's gonna be my turn.
Okay, but you do see it start to crack as the firebolt hits. It's just for whatever reason, the dust seems to be smothering the flame, making it more difficult. You end your turn, Pelennor, bringing it to me, and I don't do anything except start to try to sort of prop myself up. As I do, my bones from my like elbows and shit just sort of snap and crack off my body. But then the sand sort of pushes them back on to me, and I keep trying to push myself back up out of the sarcophagus, and I end my turn, bringing it to Theobald. Theobald, I can't hear you if you're saying. Theobald.
Hello?
Now I
There
can
you
hear
are.
you. Was that just me, or was
Okay.
that everybody?
No, I think
I couldn't hear.
Okay, good.
I think
Okay.
something was messed up. Which one?
Yeah.
Which decanter of oil did he try breaking?
Probably this one I'm thinking. Right, Nick? Or right, Pelennor? Yeah, so that one
That's
starts
correct.
cracking. They don't look to be, extremely durable, but 2 damage is just not enough.
All right, so I'm gonna come over here, and I'm gonna object interact picked it up, and
Okay.
I'm going to smash it all over this dude's corpse. The
All right,
oil.
that'll be your action, but go ahead and give me an attack with that, and give it to me with advantage, because he is technically prone.
All right. I'm just gonna do like this. Do I get to add anything? No, I'll just roll 2d20.
Yeah, I mean, it's plus your. I'd make it just a strength or dex. You can add that. But regardless,
I'll
I
add-
mean, you smash it on him.
yeah, so that'll be +6.
Yeah, you smash the urn all over him, and you see the oil just sort of start to seep into and drip down his bones.
Let's see. I'm gonna back away. I'll take that op attack.
Okay. So actually, he tries to swipe out at you, and as he does, you imagine his hip bone or something must have given out because he just falls completely back into the sarcophagus. He can't even make the connection.
All right. Ooh, I don't have anything else to do, so that's it.
All right, that brings it to Grease.
Yeah, well, or I should say. I'm going to notice that he couldn't really hit my comrade over there. So I'm going to spit 2 big loogies into my hands. And I'm going to push the first one into his face. You said he is prone, correct? So I have
That's correct,
advantage.
yes. Yes.
Wonderful. All right, the super gross knife.
Oof. And it's just
A
like
14.
it's pretty gross. You're not sure if it's grosser than him though, as the attack does not connect to his disgusting. Actually, I'm sorry. You said it was a 14. Yeah, if you have advantage, then it does connect. It does.
Ah, wonderful. In that case, we are going to deal 19 psychic damage to him because it is that gross.
Oof. Oh God. Okay, so let me check something very quickly. All right, 19 psychic damage. It is. Yeesh. So your knife is so gross that it's like repelling the sands and dust, like it doesn't want to touch it. And the unfortunate thing about that is it's sticking right out of its skull. So it's sort of floundering a little bit. And with that, anything else, my good man?
Yes, because I have more movement speed than I did just a moment ago. I think the other loogie that I had, one was my big gross one, now it's my Klein one. I'm going to stick the Klein one on him as well, if you like, and just mush it into it. And be like, gross, it's so disgusting.
Okay.
And that is an 11.
Okay, so that is a miss, as the sand is literally acting like a live force, and it's reacting so strongly to the other that it also dodges that one.
Well, I will use my movement speed and move away from this beast, getting into a place which I might have full cover away from him.
Okay. All right, so it's goes back to the top to Glanthrin. You see this thing sort of trying to struggle to sort of make form out of itself, and it's dripping in oil. What do you do?
I'm sort of centering up over here. I just sort of angrily thrust down my staff and sword, and I will say, "You will have no chance to awaken here, foul necromancer." And I'm going to cast Thunder Wave.
Oof. Oh shit. Okay. So that's going to.
It's a 14 Constitution save.
But
I swear to God, I will.
Let me see something though, real quick.
But I think there's still something on a save, right?
I think so. I think it takes half.
Yeah, on a failed save, 2d8 thunder damage. A creature just takes 2d8 thunder damage, but it's not pushed away. 10
Oh
feet.
shit! So it still takes the damage. Oh wow! Go ahead and roll
and
that.
it's a successful save, half damage,
Ah.
and isn't pushed. There we
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
go. So take 4 or 3. Jeez, man, do you just hate it when it's not your night?
So you blow a large portion of this dusty sand away, and it reveals just like a dead ass skeleton, like kind of moving around like a little puppet marionette, and you see its bones sort of start to crack and almost turn to dust, like the sand that's seemingly trying to do something to it. Yeah, it's really struggling. Anything else?
I'll just move a little bit more. I really don't have much else, so I'll just sort of be here.
Okay. All right, Pellinor, you are up.
All right. Let's see here. What do I have? He's going to. Pellinor is going to, out of anger, he's going to cast Scorching Ray.
Ooh, okay.
So
Sorry.
I'm going to. Alright, so the first one is a 21.
Okay, who are you targeting? Just all to him?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll all 3, and then I'll tell you what happens. But that's definitely a hit. As is that. All right, so I'm sorry, I didn't realize that I had seen 3. Okay, so all 3 hit him. Okay, so this is what happens. The creature is still repulsed by the knife, and it's like pushing itself back up against the sarcophagus. And it looks like the sand is sort of rerouted and starting to form up and push him up out of the sarcophagus. And he laughs and he says, "You cannot stop Tloques-Popolocas, for I have the power of..." And then the firebolt hits him, and it ignites the oil that surrounded him. And he's covered in these sort of, wrapped up old dusty garments, and they ignite immediately. and he takes all of the fire damage from the scorching rays, ignites fully, falls into the into the urns of oil, and they all just erupt into flames. He says, "Ah!" And you see like this dark, gaseous, spirit-looking thing sort of float up out of the fire, like a noxious mist, and it goes through a crack in the ceiling, only to disappear. And you guys are out of initiative.
The flames of the lion have purified this room.
I don't see any lions here, but all right.
I'm going to look at the smoke and say, are you sure it's been purified? Tomato, I guess.
It is well this was done.
Does this foul monster stand before us, polluting this earth, polluting this world, I should say? No, it is because Raza's fire has burned it from the surface.
Well, if that is the case, then you can extend my thanks to this Thrathis.
I will give thanks for all of us tonight in my prayers.
As the fires of Raza's justice and fury burn bright, they give a much-needed light to this otherwise dark room that was only lit by whatever light spells you guys had. And as the fire burns, you hear a metal tang as from the southern wall.
Ooh, okay, so that's the far wall.
Correct, opposite of you.
Is that the axe falling?
As you look, it appears as though the axe has fallen out of the wall by itself. And you see it laying on the floor.
Can I do a quick estimation of the value of said axe? Just based on visual inspection.
Give me an Arcana check.
I'll aid you.
Aid gives a +4? Or 1d4?
No, he's helping. Maybe you might want to try for yourself, since Grease doesn't look like he's...
I'm not very good at this. I'm better at mundane objects.
I've studied much arcane lore.
I can give guidance.
Ooh, there you go.
Let Raza's light guide you.
So, without even needing to identify the spell, or I'm sorry, identify the item, you can tell right just from looking at it that this is a berserker axe, but it's also wrapped in what appears to be like snake wrappings, but underneath the snake wrappings it looks as though there's like papers with magical glyphs on them, so it looks to be quite a powerful looking magical weapon. Without casting Identify, you don't know the intricate details, but you know that it is at least a berserker axe.
Would like to cast Identify.
Okay. You want to ritual cast that?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay. So you do that, and it takes you about 11 minutes. As you finalize the spell, I would say that it's probably been... How long has it been since I hit you guys with some poison? Some poisano? I'm trying to think.
I believe it was in the last half hour.
Yeah, it probably hasn't been an hour, so that's fine. So we'll say it's a half hour now, and you identify the Berserker Axe to be a +2 bonus Berserker Axe instead of a traditional +1. It's a battle axe for the type of axe that it is, but in addition to the wondrous benefits that come with that already, because of the concealed parchment underneath the snake wrappings in the hilt, it appears as though it's been charged with 12 charges that regain at dawn, and you can use the charges to cast the following spells: pass wall, burning hands, and gust of wind for various charges. So let me see. I believe I can actually just put this into your journal. Let me see if it has it.
So, quick question, kind of meta.
Yes.
We cast Identify on. Do we know what it entails of being a Berserker axe?
So yes, and as you cast the Identify, you also realize that the axe carries a curse. And that the
Looking
axe
at
is...
the shadow, I say no shit.
It appears as though once you become attuned to the axe, you succumb to the curse, and you become unwilling to part with the axe, keeping it within reach at all times. You have disadvantage on attack rolls with weapons other than it, unless no foe is within 60 feet of you that you can see or hear. So if there's a bad guy, it needs to be this axe wants the kill. And it looks like whenever a hostile creature damages you while the axe is in your possession, you got to succeed on a whiz save or go berserk. And while you're berserk, you must use your action each round to attack the creature nearest to you with the axe. If you can make extra attacks, you got to use those extra attacks. And moving to the next nearest target after you fell your current target. So yeah, you really just go fucking nuts and start cleaving away.
Okay, Ziz.
In addition to
Perhaps
that, I
we
don't...
put the cursed axe in a bag and sell it to someone without telling them about said curse?
That sounds wonderful.
Indeed, a fell magic lies upon this axe.
You can see it because of the incredibly ominous hand shadow that comes from it.
Yes, you're right. It hardly even bears repeating
Discussion.
or explaining.
It basically says, I am cursed axe, please touch me so I can wreak havoc on things.
So I have,
The axe
I have
says,
a cousin.
the axe says, I don't know what you're talking about, man. No, I'm just kidding.
So I have a cousin back home who specializes in removing curses. Do we happen to know what happens if we remove the curse?
Ooh, you imagine that it may just function as a standard +2 battle axe at that point.
All right. That sounds okay.
If we cannot sell to some stupid man outside on the streets, then we can definitely sell to some arcanium that would be interested in studying it.
I mean, either way, I'm hearing profit.
That's exactly right. Nothing says comrade like capitalism.
All right, so we'll say that you take the axe, but you don't bother attuning to it, and but you guys have it in your possession. Just to remind you guys, the treasure that you had identified but not yet attuned to is a ring of animal influence, a ring of protection, bracers of defense, several thousand gold pieces worth of gems, jewels, and beads, jade pieces, stuff like that, as well as, let's see here, I believe 2 potions. Yes, 2 potions as well. And we'll say that you tasted the potions to decipher that they are a potion of invisibility as well as an elixir of health. So let me go ahead and you have essentially identified them. So you know what they do. You just don't know, or you just haven't attuned to them if it requires. So let me pull them all up.
Comrade, the only item here that could interest me would be the ring of defense. Is that what it? Ring of protection.
Ring of protection, yes.
With the ability to put it on and take it off easy. That helps me out. Everything else, you have for yourselves.
Here we go.
If that suits.
You can't use the bracers.
I suppose. Well, let me ask, John. What do you think? Do the bracers take any action to take armor, or is it a free
Um,
action to do so?
so it would not be a free action to equip them, no. It might even be longer than an action. Let me see. But let's see here. While wearing these bracers, you gain a +2 bonus to AC if you're wearing no armor and using no shield.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, then I might have to take the bracers because I'm not wearing any armor, and I think I'm the only one who's not. No, there's a barbarian.
Well, the thing is AC doesn't do much for me. Being a barbarian.
Very true. You have the resistance. Listen. I
Yeah.
won't say no to taking some AC. I have 14 right now, so 15 would be a hell of a lot better.
And I would just say I would be grateful for the Ring of Protection because I am a feeble old man with few hit points, and it's the AC for saving throws. That would be great.
Oh well, then damn, dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, excellent.
Okay. All right, so you guys have them all sort of sorted out. It looks like the bracers, the ring of only the ring of protection requires attunement. The animal influence does not, and has 3 charges. Can be used to cast animal friendship, fear, but only on beasts or speak with animals. So divvy those up as you please. Sounds like you guys have a good idea, but remember that you will still have to spend an hour attuning to the bracers and to the ring to use them.
And
You said that the ring
can
was
that
the
be
only
done
one that.
just during like light movement? Okay. So as long as we're
No.
moving around. Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
what I wanted to be sure of. Okay.
Yeah, no, you really have to spend time just sort of focusing on only doing that.
Yeah, we would have to take a short rest here.
John, a moment ago, I thought you said that the only thing that required attunement was the ring.
No, the bracers do as well.
All right, cool.
It's only the Ring of Animal Influence that does not require attunement.
Exactly, and
Mhm,
and the
mhm.
potions, obviously.
Got you.
Dare we take the time to equip these wonderful boons?
The D6 is rolling in my hand, electronically.
Geez. So last week you told us about an interesting rule, which was that we couldn't gain the benefits of a short rest if we took damage during that time. Correct?
That's correct.
That's right. So basically, we can't even use these.
I would argue that gaining the benefit, that attuning to an item is not necessarily the same. You know, you're not I would allow that. I would allow that because you're not regaining HP.
Okay. So, I'm honestly fine with that. I would take it.
I'm fine as well, but it's up to the group.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm okay with it. Also, quick question.
Yes, sir.
Is this damage we're taking poison?
It is.
I'm fine with it.
Okay, I don't know if this means anything, but I have advantage against poison. Does that mean
No,
anything
because
or
it's not
Okay.
really, because you're not getting poisoned. You're just taking poison damage. So if you had resistance to it, you'd take half. But otherwise, there's
Okay.
really no way to stop it. At least not that we have, discovered yet. So you
Wait,
guys
where do
do.
you get the where do you get the advantage from exactly?
being a stout halfling?
I think you have resistance.
Are you sure? Yeah, are you sure you don't also have the resistance? I don't know.
I thought
I don't.
I think you do. Or it's not halfling. I'm thinking dwarf. I might be mountain dwarf that has the resistance. I can't remember.
Yeah. Dwarves are resistant.
So, you tell me. But for otherwise, everybody's taken 5 poison damage as the sort of exhilaration of blowing this motherfucker up sort of took the wind out of you a little bit. So you breathe in a little bit more poison than normal and take 5 poison damage as you attune to the ring and the bracers successfully.
Oh, it does say I have resistance.
Boom, 2.
Oh, and there's only 2. Wonderful. I also, I cough a little bit, but it's not that bad actually. This is very similar to the atmosphere on my.
Makes sense. So yeah, so you guys succeed on that, and nothing troubles you during this time either. So what would you guys like to do next?
Keep exploring.
Do it.
Da.
So we must move deeper into this terrible place.
That's what he said.
Ew.
Oh.
So we've still got our marching order in the corner. I'd say let's just go ahead and stick with that. Who's in the lead? We'll say either Theobald or Glanthrin. Why don't we just move? Well, no, I guess we gotta move you all anyways, because you're not gonna be able to see otherwise. So, but let's see how I want to do this. I wonder. Whatever. Just go ahead and move yourselves, but obviously, unless you mention otherwise, we'll assume that it's in marching order if something happens. But yeah, go ahead and move yourselves wherever you guys would like to go.
I'm going to head back out to this main chamber, the chamber that still has the
corpses
muck room.
of the it's got the corpses of the crayfish and hermit crab in there still.
Exactly, and this is where we remember that there are a couple more ways out of this. There's a door to the north that's down a set of stairs, and a door to the west.
That's
that
100% correct. So the landing at the foot of a short flight of steps is filled with mud and silt that partially blocks the door leading north. The door is meant to open inward, for there are hinges on this side and a large grip to pull on, but it seems to be blocked. The western door has no such blocking. And
Think
yeah,
there's any place that the grease man might fit.
You said this door is blocked or not blocked? I'm sorry.
So this door is already open that you're at, Theobald. You guys actually opened it last week, I forgot, and just to check it out, and saw that it was just a small hallway with a set of stairs leading to another door. I would say that there is like about an inch of a gap underneath the door, but it's, you can maybe sort of try to slap it aside for a second just to see that, but it's so liquidy that it's sort of quickly oozing back into position. You might be able to get through.
Well, let me inspect the area and find a place where the cracks might be just wide enough that I could slide my slimy through and get to a better vantage and see what is beyond.
Okay. Everybody cool with that?
Yes, make use of your amorphous form.
Alright, so as you approach the door and get ready to sort of go underneath it, you hear a faint melodious sound comes from ahead. It's difficult to tell whether it's someone singing, though, or the echoing of dripping water in a great cavern. This is just while you're still on the other side of the door.
That is right over here.
That's
I
correct.
was just going to ask one more time for my benefit. Yeah, where?
That's right. That's right.
where-
Yeah, it's weird because the western door is not, weird, but yes. Okay, so,
Okay.
Grease, what are you doing?
So I will creep up in this area and go slow. I will be stealthy. I will come up to this corner here that I see a peacock.
So go ahead and give me a stealth check, but with disadvantage, because you have to sort of squirm underneath the door, and it's going to be sort of difficult to do it quietly.
Well, I'm able to do that. You know, squeeze under 1 foot. Do you think it would be?
The
Would it
problem is
would it be
that you've
that?
got this silt that is constantly trying to sort of push you away.
All right. So as I'm doing this, I'm not trying to, but I'm making little vacuums here and little air bubbles, and there's little, fart sounds like and and just going on. It's not very nice. All right. Let's see. The stealth with disadvantage.
Okay, let me see.
I will. I will. I will utilize one of my psionic dice
Okay,
to roll a d6 to add to this roll.
I like that.
And you can text me because in reality, I only use the dice if I succeed.
Okay, so just give me 1 second. All right, I'm just checking something. All right, so how much did you just add to? All right,
Two
so
for 17 total.
okay, so you do manage to relatively quietly sort of fart your way under the door, but it's like it's more of a silent but deadly type situation, so you're all
Yeah.
good. And you see the following as you get closer. The room is lit by a soft light that reveals a section of rocky beach. Beyond the beach is a pool of glowing water, filling half the room and framed by a crystal cavern. Green fronds can be seen in the pool. Light seems to flow from everywhere, the pool and walls glistening like soft moonlight. On the far side of the pool is a set of doors carved with a sun symbol. Sitting on the beach in front of the crystalline pool is a woman, young and slim, with long golden hair and pale white skin. She radiates a soft silvery light, even through her shawl, white as the froth of waves. She is singing a strange melody in an unrecognizable language. After finishing her song, she enters the water in a long, arching dive.
Hmm.
Does not appear to have
I'm
noticed
going.
you.
Hmm. I'm going to move back and return to my comrades and explain to them what I saw, including uh, a a door on both ends, I guess, east and west.
Correct.
So the east one, I believe, which would be this one,
Mm-hmm.
that I presume could be accessed through the other eastern door. It is just a
Swap
fuzzy
it with
concept.
West, but then yes,
Yes, it's just making sort of situations in my head, maps in my figuring
100%.
it out.
You can just
But
say
I will return to
down.
my group.
Just down, because it's like, why? If north's
Yes.
not up, then we have a problem. I'm sorry.
All right, we'll call it down. That is,
Yeah.
I like that. So I will return. I will tell them about. Was it mermaids? Can you describe it again?
Yeah, it was a beautiful young slim blonde-headed woman with pale white skin that seemed to glow silver. Um that being said, she didn't have like she had legs, but she sort of shot up into the air and seemed quite natural in the water.
Can I do a quick intelligence check on myself to see if that was an illusion or if I could even tell?
You tell
Like, are
me.
my
You
memories?
you roll the knowledge check of your choice, and I will tell you what it gives you.
Ah, okay. I believe this would be insight.
Mm, I'm gonna have you
Hmm.
re-roll that because that's probably no. I mean, you're talking probably because you wanted to know if it was an illusion or not. I
Oh
mean, if
yeah,
that's
so that'd be arc.
specifically what you're trying to, then it would honestly
Yes,
probably be Arcana, yes, or
Arcana.
even Perception, honestly.
Even though my perception's great, I think it would end up being Arcana anyway. So I'm gonna keep this one, which it
Um,
may be good, maybe bad.
you are It didn't appear to be an illusion. If it was an illusion, then the magic was quite strong.
Okay. Then I'm not gonna report that to the group. But I'll ask them if they guys, do you want to continue exploring this dungeon to the downward area, or if you come with me this way, I can try to unblock. Wait, can I try to unblock?
Man, you're
Guys,
really, I cannot
never
tell
mind.
you.
No,
What I will
that's
tell you is that the door is completely blocked by a large amount of silt and sandy, mud essentially that fills realistically up to like the second step on this map. So
oh, okay.
only
Never
like
mind.
half of the door is even visible. So to do what you just did, you sort of had to like
Y-
dig out a little canal, get in there real quick,
Gotcha,
and
gotcha.
then it sort of filled itself back up. And the
Well,
door opens towards the stairs, so that is kind of an issue. Um,
then I will say, let us go down to the downward section. I believe we can get over there by the way.
Yes, perhaps we would fare better in that direction.
okay, y'all on board with that?
Indeed.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
So you guys head south, or I'm sorry, west, down. You guys head westwards down the map and reach another sort of, unspectacular stone, damp door.
Is visibility and silt level better here?
No, I would say that the poisonous sort of rust that's omnipresent is still present, and there's still no light at all. So any light is going to have to be produced by you.
Oh, I mean, like it's a cantrip. Cantrip.
Oh
I'm
yeah, yeah, but
constantly
no, there's no
recasting light
but
on.
there's no like torches or anything though. No.
Oh, understood. I meant more like door visibility. Like, does this door look like we'd be able to actually open it and not have to work against like
I got you.
two to
Give me
three
an investigation check for me, please.
gladly. Let's see. Hey,
Oh
not
hell yeah!
bad.
So the door looks heavy, but not insurmountable, and there doesn't appear to be any type of locking mechanism on the door. You give it a little push, and it's probably going to take more than a little push to move it open, but no, it doesn't. It does give though.
So Theobald starts pushing everybody back, and he's like, "I got this. All right, guys."
Thank you,
Okay.
friend.
So Theobald, you throw open the door, and it opens, revealing the following. This room is wet, and the walls are covered with a slimy white buildup. There's about an inch and a half of water and mud blanketing the floor. Many overturned pedestals and pieces of broken statuary lie on the floor, partially buried in the mud. Opposite the entrance to this room is another door. Only one pedestal remains standing in the northwest corner. On it sits a small metallic three-sided pyramid. Overhead in the shadow-draped ceiling are inlaid colored tiles depicting a starry sky and forming strange patterns in the areas above the pedestals.
I think Glanthrin would just be slowly making his way around the room, taking stock of the various pedestals and just like with a quick reminder sort of which directions things are.
Yes,
So we had a triangular pyramid on a pedestal, the only one that's up.
correct. And that is in the northwest, which is here.
Bottom, yes, bottom left, bottom
Yeah, I'm
left,
like,
yes.
ah!
Could we
Not good with
mark it?
geography.
Are we able to mark this? Draw a circle. Yeah, cool.
Look at that free hand. It's like the great state of Ohio right there. So there you go. Yeah, it looks as though this was some type of, clearly some type of decorative room. either a mini museum or showcase or something, as it does appear to be that all these statues, despite being broken and ruined, were at one time probably pretty dope, and all properly displayed in this room. But those days have long passed.
Is there a sense that any of these shapes or images, the one that of this pedestal that's up, would be related to any research I might have done into history or the arcane?
Give me a history check, absolutely.
Excellent. All
So,
right.
from the research you've done on some old Omoan culture, and they use the term Old Omoan kind of loosely as sort of a catch-all for most of ancient Chultan society. The reality of it is that it really wasn't very homogenous at all. But you do know that the Old Omoans that lived in the city of Tamoachan, and particularly worshipped the sun. And the reason why there's a great pyramid and why you see pyramids with them is because they were always trying to get closer and closer to the sun, which is where they believed their gods lived and where they could, truly reach immortality in the everlasting, nirvana, essentially. So the pyramid is a symbol of that ever going march onwards. But you know that the pyramid itself is not really the valuable image. It's the sun that it reaches towards.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is a beautiful piece.
It is a shame that they are so wrong about what the sun is, but every to each their own. May I try to just, I just want to check this door over here to see if it is locked or not. I don't plan on going through it. Just my job.
It looks just like the doors to that you entered into the room, but give me an investigation check anyways. Same situation. You don't see any traps or locks on it. The only thing that you notice is that it looks as though some of the water is seeping under the door and sort of dripping, past into whatever lays beyond.
All right.
What say you all? Do we continue forward?
Well, either this room is important or it is not. That is the question we should be asking.
So what's this pyramid thing made out of?
It appears to be made out of silver. From a quick glance, it looks as though it's only worth probably about 5 gold pieces. It looks as though the pyramid is actually some type of storage box. As you put your hand on the top of the pyramid and press downwards, it sort of goes in and then clicks back up, and the box opens. So it seems as though maybe this is just a fancy container for something that has long ago been pillaged.
Hey guys, this looks like some kind of fancy container that long ago has been pillaged.
Well,
Boring.
not necessarily. Let's open it up and see if there's anything left to pillage.
Nope.
Well, I guess that was a waste of time.
I'm sorry. There's a plain rock.
This rock. See, it is very beautiful. If it's
No, it
polished,
isn't.
I think it would-
No.
I
I'm sorry.
say.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's...
No, but
yeah. No, the rock is exceedingly normal, and you can deal with that as you will. If it's beautiful to you, then it is beautiful.
I find the beauty in the normal. You should do it. It will make you happier.
If that's the case, it's extraordinarily beautiful. If that's the case.
Yes, that is correct. Well, did you say there were other things in the other corner?
Why don't you give me a perception check?
Perception.
So you sort of sift through the muck a little bit, trying to see if there's anything actually valuable or interesting to be found, maybe underneath it. You find the heads and body parts of several broken statues that seem to represent perhaps different old Amoan gods. You see one includes a coyote, there's like a crab-headed figure, an alligator-headed god, a jaguar. But despite that, none of them appear to be valuable, and there doesn't appear to be anything hidden.
Is there any sort of related color imagery that goes along with any of them?
Give me an investigation check, please.
Oh, interesting. Nope.
No, if there is, you can't decipher it.
Well, I lean more towards this room is not important, and we might be more beneficial if we continued moving. After all, time is money, or health, or however you want to look at it.
Yay?
Yay.
Door?
I open door ever so slightly.
Door opens ever so slightly, revealing a hallway that curves off to the north. As you traverse down it, you see, like I mentioned, that there is a stream of water sort of flowing north. The walls and ceiling of this hallway are coated with slime, and the floor of the passage is covered with a layer of mud. Through this muck, a steady stream of water trickles northward. The stucco on the walls is flaking off, and there are glowing silver tracks in the slime crisscrossing the walls and ceiling. Along the east wall of the passage stands a 12-foot-tall stone statue of a man outfitted in fine clothing and holding a stone tray in his raised arms. Its eyes appear to be black gemstones. The right one droops out of its socket, balancing on the statue's cheek. From behind the left shoulder protrudes the hilt of a weapon, most likely a sword. The stone tray, as well as the forehead and the nose of the statue, are chipped and scratched. And that is right, that little star there. Oh,
What does
perfect. I
my
even have
sage research or knowledge tell me about this effigy?
Why don't you give me, you tell me. Give me you roll the knowledge check, and based on which one, I'll tell you what kind of information you're gonna glean.
Okay, sure. Let's see. There we go. Just kidding.
Well, so that
I
was
mean,
just
it-
intelligence anyway. So go ahead and roll, just nature, history, religion,
Oh,
investigation, whatever, and we'll just have you reroll it.
I can give you guidance.
Ooh, boom.
Okay, yeah, that would be great. Then I'll try to glean some information, some additional information about this place or about the images.
Excellent.
And I will try to roll an extra d4 in here.
Okay, so you know that this is based on a couple things. You know that this is a representation of a particular type of warrior called the Waka. And the Wakas were formed during a time of turbulence where it's unsure exactly what was causing the issue, but great time in the past, there was like a real uproar in vicious plant activity, for lack of a better word. There were all types of creatures that were animated plant life, and they were attacking the Aldemoans. So they formed this elite fighting force known as the Wakas, and they trained them specifically in dispatching plants. And so you realize that the sword he's wielding um, is not actually part of the statue, and perhaps could be um, one of the weapons that they were known to use.
Ooh, I'm very tempted to take a sword.
Um, I will help with this endeavor.
Okay, how do you guys want to take the sword? Because like I said, it's 12 feet high, so you're gonna have to sort of like either climb up. It is carrying this
I
large
have
tray.
my pseudopod has a 10-foot reach, and I am already several feet off ground. So
Okay,
perhaps I can just it to me.
give me a
It's like one of those sticky hands that you would get in the what are those machines called? But like the coin
Yes,
machines, and you would
yes,
get
Oh
I
yeah,
know this
claw
is the
machine.
sticky ones.
Give me a sleight of hand check, please. Okay. Okay, so you grab the sword, but because it's sort of jammed into the stone, it looks as though part of it's maybe sort of just, there's some rust and shit in there, and it's sort of corroded it in there a little bit. So as you pull the sword out of its hilt, it lurches the statue a bit, and it appears as though the statue is actually not weighed properly as it begins to fall. And because
I don't.
you and
Oh
because
no.
you and we'll say Glanthrin are right next to it,
100%.
give me a second here. You guys need to do deck saves for me.
Excellent, I will. Because I'm wondering. I believe this is already. Yeah, it's already calculating my +1 for saves.
Okay,
Hey,
so Grease, you
spry old
fail.
hand.
So your pseudopod gets stuck a little bit as you're trying to grab it, and the spry old man sees this coming and jumps out of the way and rolls to safety as the statue falls pretty
Oh
much
no.
right on you.
No, keep
Yes, sir.
going. Oh no.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I thought. And so you are going to take 9 bludgeoning damage as the statue falls almost directly on top of you, and as the dust settles from the statue falling, you realize there's actually a passageway hidden behind it.
I would have said fool of an ooze, but it appears you have discovered something.
Ugh. I am still full of an ooze for that bruise that I have. And I'm just gonna change, part of my goo a different color and like make it look like it's throbbing, but not doing much.
Okay. But you know what else is that? Let's see here. Now that the statue has fallen, you realize that the sword you took is not a replica of one of the Waka's blades. It is one of the Waka's blades, and therefore is a magical longsword that you know what it does without any type of any type of spell, because you got what, a 20 something on knowing these guys' histories. So the fact that you can recognize the sword at first sight, it's made of laminated wood, and it's inset with jagged teeth of obsidian. It's a +1 longsword, and it deals an extra 2d6 damage to any creature of the plant type.
Glanthrin, did you need magic item?
It would be very dear. It would be very dear to me indeed, although I would not be able to call it back to myself. But I could absolutely use it.
Well, not yet. I'm sure there's a way. I'm gonna unceremoniously just toss it to him.
Okay.
Oh,
And you also noticed that the eyeballs were actually polished obsidian stones worth like 10 gold each, but you guys have like thousands of gold right now, so.
What's a little more? I'm gonna pop it. It is payback for his tackle.
All right, so you
Gentlemen,
guys see two large bronze doors in front of you, but as I mentioned, this small, more narrow passage has revealed itself too.
gentlemen, in my experience, a secret door is much more profitable than, a blinged out brass door, bronze, or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, I want to send my canary down the hallway where the secret door is.
Okay. Pellinor,
Uh,
what was the canary's name again? Because I remember it being excellent.
Goldie.
Goldie. So you send Goldie down the corridor. Water beads collect upon the walls of this narrow passage, and the flooring is cold and damp. A low ceiling, only 5 feet tall, further cramps this dank place. Goldie flies down, and it curves off to the north. As you fly down further, you see that it leads to what would be a wall, but it looks as though part of this wall has collapsed. Actually, I guess not. That's a door. What am I talking about? It's a collapsed door. It was a solid thing. It isn't solid anymore. And you see that it goes into another hallway that turns east, as well as there is another door across from it to the north. So you can continue to have Goldie go explore further if you'd like.
Yeah.
Okay. You send Goldie a little bit further, and it appears as though you see this water sort of finally come to an end on the floor. You see that far to the east there's another set of large bronze double doors. Goldie is probably not strong enough to open said large bronze doors, so this is probably where her exploration is gonna go to.
That'll bring Goldie back to me.
Perfect.
Okay, guys, what do you want to do?
I
Well-
say we take a little peek through these doors right here, the bronze doors.
Why don't you give me a perception check, because there are actually keyholes on this door.
All right, can I give you guidance?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. So, yeah, you peek through the keyholes and notice immediately that the door doesn't actually seem to be locked, despite the fact that it has keyholes. And on the other side, you see let me just go ahead and read this description to you. So, you see a long, narrow chamber. Oh, no, that's definitely not it. Skip. 1 second, I'm just gonna find the map, make sure I'm reading the right room. There we go, okay. So the doors to this room are made of bronze and are tinted blue from oxidation. Just inside the doorway are 2 small alcoves. Each space contains an old fountain cracked and crusted with lime. Around the fountain in the eastern alcove, a heap of rubbish litters the floor. The fountain in the western alcove still holds some green, scummy water in which something moves. A short hall ending in descending steps leads to the central chamber, which is flooded. A dark, foul pool covers the entire floor. A central hall, flanked by narrow aisles, is defined by 2 rows of massive square columns. The walls are coated with slime, and there are glowing silver lines etched across them. From what you can see of the chamber's walls, the stone appears to be crudely worked. There's a little bit more that maybe you could see, but not from where you are currently.
Okay, so all I see is like a little thing right here.
I don't think that's... Let me see here. Why is that? Let me give me a second here. And it must be because it thinks you're still, like, in the wall or something, so that's super odd. Let's just move you there. Still nothing?
No, nothing.
It may be because, I think I know why, and I think it's because you cannot see in the dark and you yourself are not providing any light. Could that be it?
Yeah, I don't have any light.
So actually, yeah, you,
I can If he wants, I'll just cast light on his armor, real quick.
Okay,
I don't
let
have
me give
armor,
you.
but my axe.
That's
You
fair.
want.
Yeah, I'll just
So here,
cast light on your axe.
and what's the radius on the light that you can give him?
20 feet.
Perfect.
20 feet bright, 20 feet dim, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Boom. There you go.
All right. I'll relay to the guys what I see.
And you know what? I guess because you could see this, I do actually have to tell you what it is that you could see. So I will just go ahead and tell you because there's reason you can see beyond that. Two corroded brass braziers stand in the pool. Toward the middle of the room, two broken urns, each apparently once about 4 feet tall, poke up out of the water. In the darkness on the eastern wall appears to be an enormous growth of an overall greenish hue that gives off the same silvery gleam as the slime trails, and that light is what you were seeing.
All right. I will. Again, I'll tell my party what I see.
Okay. What you guys thinking?
I still think it's best to take secret door. You know, usually when you have secret door, it is because you are trying to get to someplace secret, or you know, you're trying to have a secret door. But the other way is very ostentatious, and I've already taken some damage from an unknown source. I don't know. We could go, but I don't know. It is up to you.
Speaking
Indeed, I
of
worry
which,
about our time here.
as you guys deliberate, we were already 30 minutes-ish in when we took a full hour to attune to the magic items. So now I would say it's been another 30 minutes. So you guys are going to take another 3 poison damage. Don't you love it? And now we're starting with a fresh hour.
I fear the amount of time we spend here.
Hmm. Hmm.
Will do us ill.
I agree. Again, my vote is for secret passage. I will go with what the group decides, though.
To these ends, I vote as well for the secret passage.
Any nays on the floor? All right. We'll take that as a no. You guys cough up a decent amount of blood. I'll say 3 bloods you cough up a piece as you march through this dank, water bead-laden hallway. Probably not in this exact order, but I'm just going to scooch you all up. You guys head up east, take a turn to the north, and find yourselves in this hallway right here, with a door leading north right by you, as well as a door leading east above you, essentially up, swestwards.
You know, this was the loop around that I was describing with the mermaid woman. If you remember that. I don't know if it is directly up or if we have to go over some more. But you know, it is a good place to sort of.
Why don't you give me a survival check, Grease?
Let me do survival check.
From your little bit of time oozing around in this place, you have actually gotten a decent idea of its sort of spatial allocations. If you had to guess, you would guess that heading north would definitely lead you, or I'm sorry, heading east would definitely lead you in that direction.
Heading
Quite
up?
confident about it.
Say up.
Exactly.
All right, so I reevaluate. I am very confident that if we go up, we will be able to see Mermaid Woman. I don't know what would be in the left-handed door. Perhaps maybe something else. I don't know. We can check. We can check both.
What say you, party?
We'll take a peek through this northward facing door if it's open.
Okay. So you open up the door, and it reveals a sort of flooded chamber beyond. And you see that this passageway is slime covered, and a stream of water trickles away from the door. There's condensations on the walls, door, and ceiling, some of which drips down on you. A quiet sound of dripping and splashing echoes in the corridor. Oh, you know what? This is 12A I'm reading. Oh, that's bad. Goddamn. Wizards of the Coast! Editing errors! This hall is strewn with mud and floats. Long story short, it's a flooded room with a door.
What desire have you to wade through muck and water?
Hey, Grease, the air
Yes.
in that mermaid room. Did it look better than what we're breathing in now, or what?
Well, there was companionship of desirable entities. So I would say, go.
And to also answer that question, it was completely not. And maybe you didn't even think about that, Grease, because you were so distracted by this gorgeous woman and this, beautiful crystalline water cave in the middle of this dungeon. But regardless, now that you think back to after being asked this question, you realize, no, the air was actually quite nice.
We must hie ourselves quickly to the clean air.
Da. I will
Well,
start
I mean,
north.
maybe we can have like a little respite up there. Just hang out, maybe drink some water with this beautiful mermaid.
And again, as you guys approach the door, you hear this faint melodious sound coming from ahead, and you can only assume that it is, in fact, someone singing.
Oh,
Wait,
it
wait, wait.
sounds really nice.
Is there any way to get a bead on this music, like through insight?
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead and give me, give me an insight check.
Gladly.
I want
Man,
It seems like it's just it sounds like a young woman just humming without a care in the world.
I want to send Goldie in there.
So you are gonna have to open the door because there's not a big enough hole or anything for Goldie to get through. You could maybe sort of creak it open quietly, possibly.
Hang on.
I'm like really into opening this door, so
All right.
All right. So do you guys just want to open the door, or what are we doing exactly? Are we quietly opening the door? Or are we just opening this bitch?
Yes. Let's quietly open. We don't want to disturb anybody who is making music.
indeed, take heed, fellows.
So you know what? I want these. Nah, just give me the stealth check. Give me the stealth check. Boom. You open the door silently. So I'm just gonna remove the door, but just know that it's not all the way swung open like this. But it's good enough with what you've been described that you can sort of get the gist of what is all going on in here. However, you do see that this time the blonde woman, who's not blonde on this token, is just sort of sitting there, essentially butt naked, just sort of washing herself with what looks to be like sea foam coming out of this water. And I believe, I'll just go ahead and read the description of the whole room again. This room is lit by a soft light that reveals a section of rocky beach. Beyond the beach is a pool of glowing water, filling half the room and framed by a crystal cavern. Green fronds can be seen in the pool. Light seems to flow from everywhere, the pool and walls glistening with soft moonlight. On the far side of the pool is a set of doors carved with a sun symbol. The woman sits there bathing herself, humming.
Does
Very
she notice
relaxed.
us?
No. Mm-mm.
Allow us to listen. We may as well just go in and say hi, right? Wait, can I ask a meta question?
Sure.
So we've got tons and tons and tons of gold from that last coffin dude that we totally raided.
Or
Um,
things
100%.
things that
what
are
is
worth a lot of gold.
what is our primary objective? Are we trying to seek something within this tomb, or are we trying to find our way?
I would say that your primary reasons for coming to Tamoachan are one of the following: uh, fame, fortune, or killing or hurting Vampire. As you know, that the shrine in particular was known to be dedicated to Vampire, and is why it is hidden, as that's usually not super cool for outsiders to get into. Um, but so you may or may not give a shit about Vampire. There's not really any rumors of Vampire activity, even. But the place itself is said to be almost impossible to find and full of great treasures.
And
Well, I like
ostensibly full of information and history.
Exactly.
I'm glad I know this because I am very interested in both many treasures to sell, and I would also like to take a selfie next to Vampire's, statue or whatever it
Maybe there's a block of
is.
amber somewhere. Who knows?
So I am going to, should we just go in and say hi?
Indeed, we ought to steel ourselves, fellows.
Okay.
Hello.
So I walk in and I
Mhm.
just say,
Hail, fair maiden.
Give me a persuasion check, please. Oh my God, your soothing tones. They fly like water. They flow like water out of your mouth and into the fair maiden's ears, and she turns around. Oh, so hard. She turns around so hard that her headphones go flying off of her body with the rest of her little bit of clothes that she was wearing, and she says, "Who is that man that stands before me?" Eh,
It is I, Theobald.
Theobald. Theobald, what a gorgeous name. I can't believe you've come to visit me. Are you here to save me from this prison?
Maybe.
Well, but of course you are, with a beautiful face like that, as she pinches it and puts her hair through your beard, or her hand through. I guess it'd be kind of weird if she put her hair through your beard, but she does
You
that
could
too.
put your hand through my beard.
She does that too.
Kinda
She's
weird,
kind of
but
whipping your face with her hair a little bit, um, but she seems to be very into you.
How is the air in this area?
So you breathe it in, and not only is it free of the poison that's been omnipresent in the rest of the dungeon, but it is warm. It feels like you're in a sauna. Like there's like almost like an essence of salt water. Like the water appears to be salt water, and you feel like just the air itself is like exfoliating your skin.
Hmm.
Does the sort of like setting of this place appear like it should be here?
Are you asking me if that's what the sense you're getting is?
Yes.
Give me a. You tell me the check. I will tell you the answer. But yes,
Um,
give me some type of knowledge check.
yeah, okay. I was going to say like I can see this either being insight or arcana, but I think this place seems nicer than it ought to be, and I really do think that this is some sort of
I
illusion.
I think it could be either. So why don't you give me if you're better, you're the better of the choices.
That would definitely be the better.
Okay, so with an 18 Arcana, you can tell that this place is definitely not an illusion. You can tell that whatever, the air is pure, the water is warm. These things are true. Um, that being said, it can't be natural because of the fact, just because of so many reasons. You get a sense that some type of magic is at play in this chamber,
Right.
for sure.
You you claim this is some sort of prison. What manner of prison?
I've been here for decades, and I was imprisoned here by a strange group of people. I don't know who they were, but I was simply wandering through the ruins, and they took me, and they won't let me go. And every time I venture forth, they throw me back in here. I don't know what they wish for me. They don't kill me, though.
Are you able to describe these assailants?
They wear elaborate headdresses, and they speak a strange language I haven't heard before. But they seem to be highly organized and seem to have some type of plan and set. I don't know what it is.
I wonder what you might tell us about yourself.
Well, I was an adventurer once, and that was long ago, and they keep me alive somehow through their strange magics, and I just was wishing and hoping for somebody that could come and help me.
Now, unlike my companions, we plasmoids, we reproduce asexually. Eventually, I will split into two daughters, and they will take over. So, I am not as easily convinced. I'd like to do can I understand what I know about human nature to understand what this woman is doing? Is she lying to us?
Give me an insight check with disadvantage because human nature is not your strong suit.
No, it is not. It is not my strong suit at all.
So,
I am not quite sure.
she seems to be a human, for sure.
Well, if she was hostile, she would have attacked us, I guess. We should at least spend an hour here to, rest and relax, eh?
Would this cause you any undue burden, miss?
No,
If we were to share your space?
no, my poor Theobald, you look injured. You all seem quite weary. Perhaps we should take a dip in our pool, and you can rest, and then you can help me escape.
I do have some cuts and some bruises.
Let me tend to them for you.
Oh no, it's okay, darling.
If you insist, such a strong man, just unwilling to let me help. But please, if you will help me, then it's absolutely no problem for you to stay in my chamber. I just hope they don't come for me while you're here.
Oh, excuse me, can you repeat your name if you have not already?
My name is Sylvia.
Oh, Sylvia, would you be comfortable with going deeper into this cavernous tomb that they call Tamoachan? Before we get out of it, we're going to go in deeper into it, and there will be more danger. You know what I mean?
I suppose I have no chance, unfortunately. I have no choice. I know I can never get further than a few rooms out of here before they come and get me. I wouldn't even be able to tell you where to go, but I know I can't make it by myself, so I'm absolutely willing to join and go where you will.
And you will do this without compensation of coin, yes?
Escaping from this prison is compensation enough.
Good, good. That is what I wanted to hear.
These
Well,
matters might be discussed later. Do you possess armaments, raiments?
Unfortunately, no. They stripped me of all my belongings long ago. I have little in the ways of material possessions.
Besides these diaphanous robes.
Yes. Let's keep falling. Oops. I'm afraid I might not be able to assist you in combat. I swear, if there is any way I can be of use, though, I'll do what I can.
I fear you are in no condition to aid us, but we might aid you.
As true heroes, you surely are. So you guys want to take a short rest, or?
I mean, that would be great. Whoever wants to.
So while you guys are resting, why don't you can continue to
I
talk
am
to her.
down
Whatever.
for it.
She's gonna get in the water.
I thought it might be good to ask. Give me 1 second. What is there anything that you can tell us about the room to the east?
Yes. There is actually a pathway in the water. It's hard to see from the land, but if you walk along the wall this way, it actually leads safely to the door. Beyond that, there's a stairway that leads to a hallway. It's quite large and grand, but I've never been able to find a way out of it. Surely there must be one, though, as I've tried out going the other way and never been able to get far either. The hallway beyond it has great murals of the pyramids and the sun, as well as people farming and fighting in ritualistic combat. It's all beyond me, to be perfectly honest. I'm not sure what any of it all means.
See.
well, it is all right. Are you hungry? Do you need any food?
They
Do
do
you have
feed
any?
me. They do feed me, and thankfully it was recently, so I hope that they shan't be back for a while. But
Can you
I
tell
never
me
say
more
no.
about? Can you tell
Yes.
me more about this they? Who is they?
Well, they're some type of ritualistic people. They perform ceremonies regularly, and I don't know much more about them, though. I don't understand their language, so when they speak to me, I can't understand what they're saying.
Why were you in prison?
I don't know, but they won't let me leave, and they won't kill me either. It makes no sense. Honestly, at this point, I feel like I should just drown.
How long have you been here?
It's been over 10 years.
That is unsettling.
Perhaps these are some sort of temple guard.
So
They
there are
surely-
temple guards here, but we have not seen any yet. Have we?
Give me, why don't you guys sort of give me a group persuasion check, if you will? Just all
sure,
of you
and
that
then-
have been talking to her. Just not for anything in specific, but just sort of just to see generally on how good terms with you. Theobald, you're on good terms.
Can you roll a persuasion -1 for me?
4. Theobald, yours is advantaged.
Ooh. I'm an old man who's asking too many questions.
So, she sort of swims into the river, or into the water for a little bit, and she says, "Theobald, it's so nice in this water. It will help you cure your wounds. Won't you join me privately away from your friends?"
I'd like you to roll a persuasion.
I think the way that's done is you just do insight.
Yeah, why don't you give me an insight? She seems to be, it's up to you on how persuaded you want to
No.
be.
Well, I will leave it. I'll leave it to the roll.
Give me an insight just to tell me. Um, I mean, it seems as though maybe she doesn't trust anybody but you. And maybe she wants to tell you something in the water without the rest of them hearing, but you're not sure.
All right. I mean, if she seems into me, I'm very insecure, so I'm into it.
Okay. And I'm going to give you advantage for making that admission. It's the first part of change. So I'll give you inspiration for that as you you don't really wear armor anyway, so you can just hop into the water, and you swim over to her, and she says, Theobald, there's something I wanted to tell you, but I don't trust your friends for sure. How well do you know them? They seem strange, as she eyes Grease.
Yeah, well, he's a little strange, but he's a good guy.
He says, there may be more that I haven't told you, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's anything behind it in the first place. It could just be a wild goose chase. I don't know, but I'd be willing to tell you if you're interested.
I'm all he is.
There's a tunnel underneath the water. It's about 10 feet deep below. It's hidden behind kelp, but I know the way. I can hold my breath for quite a long time. I don't know about you, but perhaps it goes somewhere else. Perhaps somewhere that the temple guards wouldn't know about or just don't patrol as often.
Um, I will tell you that I'm not great at holding my breath.
Well, would you at least just come see it for me so that you can see I'm telling you the truth?
May I do another insight?
Yes, you may. Man, she really wants you to get you into the water and then under the water for some reason. And it actually, you've had your self-esteem issues. They're starting to come back. They're starting to come back, and you're having little voices in your head that are telling you she's just using you, man. She's not really into you, bro. Something's wrong with her, man. She's trying to get something. It's not right. Whatever she's doing, this never happens like this, bro. And it seems oddly suspicious, and if it's you're not sure if it's your self-doubt, but you've been down this road maybe once or twice, and you've lost more than a few coin purses.
Possessed by the spirit of Andrew Tate.
I don't know, sweetheart. Something's smelling a little fishy here, and I'm not trying to be, not trying to be mean to you or nothing.
Well, please, I just want to then just spend more time with me in the water. Just hold me. I've been waiting for so long.
Guys, hey guys, I don't think this is going well for me.
Roll initiative. Roll initiative. Roll initiative. Roll initiative. Roll initiative.
Yes, yes. I love this. I love this stupid game.
It's been about 30 minutes, by the way, so you haven't taken any poison damage, but your short rest is not completed, unfortunately. Ooh, but my initiative is not super.
Why would it be poison damage? I thought we were in a.
That's what I'm
clean
saying.
area.
That's what I'm saying. You're not. I'm just saying it hasn't been long enough to
Even if you could.
get your short rest.
God damn. Fuck these initiative rolls.
Okay, so let me get this initiative in order. Okay. So we've got Pellinor with the highest, it looks like, followed by me. Glanthern and Theobald need to do a tiebreaker.
Right?
Okay.
Ah, yes.
So we've got Glanthern, then Theobald. And lastly, Grease. Okay. And actually, lastly, me again. All right. So, all right. So, as you shout out that things aren't going well for you, Theobald, she grabs you and doesn't appear to look like she wants to let go of you. She's not grappling you, but it looks like she's about to try. And first on the play is Pellinor. Pellinor, you've been resting on the beach, and you've been seeing Theobald go about his sinful ways as usual, I'm assuming. And as you would probably expect from a sinner, he's paying the consequences. This woman looks like she's about to try to maybe drown him, and the water sort of starts to churn, like all of it. What do you do?
I'm going to Sacred Flame her.
Okay. She is going to do a dex save.
Ooh.
And she dives underneath the water, and the flame hits the water and then turns to vapor as she rises back to the top.
So I'm going to use my telekinesis to attempt to shove her
Okay.
5 feet straight back
Okay.
away from Theobald. Give me 1 sec. I forgot what the save is.
No problem. I'll just roll a d20 and then we'll add 14. So yeah, it's probably gonna be close.
Maybe it's 30, right?
Okay, so they've got to beat my. Oh, okay, cool. It's my spell modifier. So. Alright, so it's good. They had to beat a 15, so that didn't work.
What's the save though? What kind?
It's a strength.
Strength
strength.
save? Yeah. Yep. Nope. It's a fail. Because what's your DC? 15. You said? Yeah, it's a fail.
Yep.
So she relinquishes her grasp on Theobald, who, as mentioned, is not the best swimmer, and she goes flying back into the wall. And you see that her face hasn't physically changed, but she looks like a completely different person, and she looks bloodthirsty for some reason. And the water keeps churning.
That's it for my turn.
All right, then that brings it next to me. And as the water churns, it sort of forms a small whirlpool, not with enough force to move you guys. But at the center of it, there's suddenly a large splash as a giant electrical eel crashes through the water. But it does not look like any type of eel, let alone giant eel, you've ever seen, because it is wearing a stone-shaped, human-shaped mask with all types of doused, just sort of flowery stuff around it, and an elephantine head and husks coming out of it, and this big headdress, and it has arms and has a ginormous trident that it is wielding imposingly. And it is going to take said trident, and it is going to... What is it going to do? Okay. All right, beautiful. So he is going to start swinging the javelin, the trident in its arms, in its freakishly slimy eel arms. And as it does, you see electrical bolts start to fly between the different parts of the trident and the 3 dents, I guess. And he moves over here and plunges it into the rocky sand right here, and you see electricity shoot out into the water affecting both Theobald and Grease. And both of you guys are going to need to give me Constitution saving throws, please. Ooh, that's a fail, Grease. The DC is for me to know it. I know all my spells, but... Okay, so Theobald, this electricity bolts through you, okay? And you take half of this 3d8's worth of damage. So you take 6 damage and nothing else as the electricity sort of sputters off in the water as it hits you. However, you are right next to the blades as they connect with the ground, Grease. So you take the full brunt of that 12 lightning damage. And as the lightning damage pulses and arcs through your gooey, gelatinous body, you sort of can't hold your form for a moment, and you're trying to like solidify a bit more so that you can do something and move. You find yourself unable to do, and you find yourself stunned until the eel's next turn.
Damn. Was that an attack or was that a?
It was not. It was an AOE ability.
Okay. Well, damn. In that case, all right. I am stunned.
Otaku man out here with the full knowledge of tridents. They are tines, and you better believe there are tiny tines with tons of electricity shooting between them. The eel is going to end its turn, bringing it to Glanthrin.
Yes, so again, staff and sword, slamming them together down into this beach. Glanthrin calls out to this monster and says, "You hold no power here, though this may be your dominion," and is going to cast Cause Fear.
God damn, okay. Shit, that's a whiz save?
Correct, yeah, DC 14 Wisdom save. I swear to God. Oh, great, cool, love it.
As you say those words, you hear in the background the vengeful now looking woman scream, "Don't listen to him, Chuck. I love you, baby." And it just doesn't seem phased at all.
Oh, of course it's called chalk. Okay, well then I'm just gonna move. That was stepwise, but it would have been diagonal.
Okay.
Do we do 5 then 10 on diagonals? So would this be
No,
15?
I'm fine with just 5s all the way around on diagonals. It gets too complicated.
Okay, cool. So I'm sort of just gonna run up here.
Okay.
And call that my turn.
All right, and as you do, with the knowledge that she gave you previously, you look down at your feet above you, and you do notice actually, not at first, but that there is like only maybe an inch down, like a full platform that goes across the side of the wall, that appears, slippery but safe, like, you could walk on it. Anyways,
yeah, there's no way this old man is swimming, so I'm just making sure I can get somewhat close to people.
Excellent. All right, so then if there's not anything else, Glanthern, we will go to Theobald next, who is not stunned, has taken a bit of lightning damage, and is in the water. What would you like to do, sir?
Okay, am I being grappled by the lady? Is she...
No, thankfully. So she hadn't actually grappled yet, although it seemed as though she was about to try. Thankfully, Pellinor used his psionics to push her away from you.
I am gonna go into a fit of rage.
That checks out.
My father told me no woman would ever like me. So
why does this always happen?
So he starts swinging around his axe.
Okay.
And he throws it at this giant eel's head.
Oof. Go ahead and roll an attack for that.
I have something not written on my chart right now. I have to look it up, but
Thinking like reckless attack or.
I'll do reckless attack for sure.
Okay. So you got advantage on that. Oof. Well, it doesn't do much for you. Let's see. Might still be a hit. Let me double check. Just want to make sure I have my creatures. And I know where they are. Okay, that is a miss, unfortunately. That being said, you do still have another attack.
I will. Do that again.
Still got advantage. All right, so the first swing misses, and it hits the water, but you sort of put a little bit of extra oomph on the downward swing, and you feel it connect against something nice and fleshy underneath the water. So go ahead and roll damage as you see blood start to drip upwards and puddle on the pool.
And that will be 15 damage with my rage.
Okay. All right, so he is going to take the full brunt of that. And it lurches backwards, and you see like a little bolt of electricity sort of arc out of it as the blood sprays from underneath the water. But it still looks intent on fighting.
Okay,
and I'm sorry, how much damage was that again? I apologize.
That was 15.
Okay.
Slashing.
Okay, perfect.
If that means anything to you.
Nah.
I would like to move to where I have footholds.
Okay, alright. Why don't you... Nah, you've got enough movement anyways. Well, you know what? Hold on. So, give me an athletics check real quick for free. It's not an action. Because you were, what, here, right?
I was there, yes. 20 athletics.
So, you're not a good swimmer, but you're really pissed, I'm imagining. So maybe for the moment, you're putting your swimming issues aside to negate the difficult terrain that the water would normally impose to allow your movement speed to be normal.
All right, I'm going to move here, and that's my action.
All right. Then we will take it next to Grease. Grease, sir, you are up. But you are stunned. And you're trying to just get yourself into a solid form, but you can't. You're like half puddle at the moment.
Yeah, I'm like the T-1000 towards the end of Terminator 2.
Exactly, and that sucks because at that moment, the beautiful woman, who has now like just the most psychotic look on her face, she is going to push off the wall with her legs deep underneath the water and just sort of disappear. And as she does so, the water starts to swirl even more so, and it appears as if it's not being caused by the eel. And the water shoots out upwards as if it was itself a giant trident. And Grease, make a strength save that I think you just automatically fail, right? Because you're stunned.
Yeah, I'm stunned.
So you're gonna just get blasted full blown with this. It looks like a solid trident, but when it connects to you, it just explodes into a concussive force of water, and you take a total of 18 bludgeoning damage as the water roars across you. And pushes you 15 feet into Pelennor, who's going to give me a Constitution save. Or strength save.
Before you do that, so you had to, John, did you have to make an attack roll to do that?
No. What did I do? he had to make a saving throw, which he was incapable of doing, so he just ate it.
Okay.
And so
And
now he's
as I
getting pushed 15 feet back into you with great force. Give me either a strength or a con save, I guess, your choice, really. I'll even allow Dex, actually. Give me Dex. Alright. It's enough. You're good enough to jump out of the way. So you don't get knocked out or knocked prone or anything like that. But it's not enough, I'll say, to stop the same from happening to him. So he gets knocked backwards and sort of goops you up a little bit, Pellinor. And I'm imagining it's kind of gross. And then he's just like, maybe he tries to say my bad, I don't know. But either way, his mouth isn't forming all the way at the moment.
Oh no, it's worse than that. I hit as a puddle of goo on the floor, and I am not moving.
Yeah, so... but
No,
Pellinor, you're
I'm
fine.
legitimately not moving.
For
I'm
now.
Oh, it is worse than that. Ooh,
If
so
somebody could try to heal you or something.
Grease
Yeah, no,
falls to a puddle of ooze at your feet, Pellinor, as the woman suddenly appears underneath the water. But she seems to be several feet underneath, like 10 feet under. As she ends her turn, bringing it back up to Pellinor, where a unconscious and very liquid Grease sits in front of you. What do you do, sir?
Let's see here. Do I have that? Yes, I do. Alright, so I'm going to cast Healing Word on Grease.
Beautiful. See how much that heals you up for Grease as he, what do you say to him that makes him reform into his physical shape?
Gather yourself together, and may the light of Raza guide you.
So he sort of dresses you down a little bit, I think, it sounds like, Grease. He's telling your ass, get the fuck back up, bro. We're in this for Raza. And so you heal 8 HP, and yeah, you feel Raza's sort of fury heating you up and solidifying you once again.
All right. Well, then that's what happens.
Pellinor,
And
anything
then
else?
I'm gonna firebolt the eel.
Okay. And that is going to miss as it hits the stone mask of a human/elephant hybrid that the eel is wearing, and it just sort of gets absorbed into the rock.
Well, that's it for my turn.
All right, then that brings it next to the eel, who is first going to roll a recharge. Unsuccessfully so. And so, let's see here. Chak is going to, once again, no, actually, I take that back. It is not going to, it's going to sort of mount its trident on its back as you see the electricity of it sort of start to temporarily dissipate. And so he actually uses one of his large, disgusting arms to take the stone elephant mask off of its face, and it throws it into the water, revealing a hideous, razor-toothed monster behind it. And it lurches backwards and then chomps down on Theobald with advantage because he was recklessly attacking. But it's a hit either way, and it's going to do 2d6 plus 3. So 7 piercing damage as it mashes its razor-sharp teeth into your body, Theobald. That being said, you are raging, so you probably will resist some of that. That being said, it's only seemed to get in its first bite, and now that it's sort of gotten its teeth in ya, now it's time to really clamp down. And still, what are our AC? Because that's a 15.
Yeah, that's my armor class.
All right, then another 9 cut in half. So 4 piercing damage as he's just, trying to turn you into a little snack. Basically, he's just trying to munch down. And as hideous as this, human elephant mask hybrid face was, this thing's real face is fucking disturbing. And in the background you hear, "Go check!" as it comes from underneath the water. And the eel ends its turn, bringing it to Glanthrin.
Hey, Glanthrin, like, super just in the moment, is just going to grunt, throw his sword. We're back into this little gambit. So, throwing the sword one time, at least.
At the
So
eel?
let's see. That's a 25 to
It's
hit.
definitely a hit.
So we're gonna do 1d8 plus 3 slashing. Oh, you gotta love it.
Goddamn.
Nice.
And as a bonus action, I'm going to recall my sword to my hand and do another longsword attack.
Love it.
Oh man, but no, nothing doing. There's no way.
It was distracted at first with munching on Theobald, but after that first attack, it lashes backward and blocks the second.
And so the sword just clashes into the water. So I will need to recall that again in the future. Blast!
Alright,
And
anything else?
I don't do. Nope, that's it.
Alright, so, you see Glanthrin's sword start to sink into the water, Theobald. What do you do?
Okay, so whenever I'm raging, I have a giant stature, so my reach is increased by 5 feet, and I turn into a large creature, and if I don't have the space,
Love
I
that.
just consider. There we go. Hell yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
But can I just be like a normal sized creature, just like everyone around me, just like, holy crap, you just got bigger?
I don't know. Are you large technically? Cause no, if you're technically large, if you have like the abilities of a large creature, but you're not actually large, then yes. But if it says you become large, then no, you take up 4 squares.
No, I mean, like, I'll take up 4 squares, that's fine, but it's just like I still look
Oh,
like
okay.
a halfling.
Maybe you just grow Y. No, I don't know. But it looks however you want to look. But yeah,
I just get like a real fat.
yeah.
I
I'm just a kingpin, it's all muscle.
Alright, and what happens is I'm gonna use my great axe. I'm gonna like spit it above my head and like toss it up at the giant eel's face, but like I'm gonna also hold on to the great axe, so it's just like taking me up with it
Oh hell yeah.
recklessly.
Ooh, and that's a hit. That's a hit actually.
And it'll be 8 slashing damage.
Alright, so you sort of lodge it into a blubbery mass on the thing's neck, and like you said, lift yourself up, and it lets out a hideous shriek.
And I will do that again.
Ooh, let me double check. I think that's still a hit though. It is.
Alright. And that'll be 13 great axe slashing damage.
So when your first attack connected, there was a solid stream of bloody mist that sprayed out of the wound. You climbed yourself up onto the creature and then killed it. How did that look?
My God.
So like the first attack, I swung it and I smacked it, and then like it stuck into it, so I used that to just like heave myself up, ripping the axe out and just like smashing it down right between its eyes, just like blood gushing out like fucking Moses parted.
And it's
the
like
way.
it doesn't really get decapitated because you're kind of hitting it just like midway above its head and its face, but you see it just sort of gets like half capitated as the front portion of its skull just dislodges from the rest of its body and crashes into the beach before tumbling into the water and sinking, as the rest of the creature just lets out the most gross splurting noise as it splashes into the water and sinks rapidly.
Oh, right. And I'm gonna take my movement. It's right there.
Love it.
And that's the end of my turn.
All right, so you splash into the water, of which she is still 10 feet deep in, ending your turn, bringing it to Grease, who finally has regained some senses.
I am going to stand up using half of my movement speed and say thank you to Mr. Pellinor for getting me back and helping me with understand the light of Raza and all that goodness. And then I'm going to turn and look at the evil witch, and I'm going to spit at her with a great big loogie.
Oh, that's
That's
big,
crits.
big fat loogie crit.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, this is going to land right as she laughs. You know, as she laughs, it's going to go right into her mouth, and it's going to deal. Do you want me to roll that again, or just double what we have?
How much
That's
was it? What is it?
32
15
psychic
plus
damage.
17.
Yeah,
God
32
damn!
psychic damage.
Ugh, I forgot you were a rogue. How much was the total? Sorry, 32.
Yeah. We
So
double
she
that.
takes
That's 60.
32 psychic damage as the grossness hits her right in the mouth, and it hurts, but you see she's not used to dealing with something that disgusting, and she starts losing it, and is kind of flailing wildly. She seems to still be alive, but looks like she's having a horrible time in the water.
Well, then I am going to follow up with another little loogie, the Klein loogie, coming in at 13.
That is going to be a hit, sir.
Dealing another 8 psychic damage.
Just looking at the initial. Okay. All right, so it hits her, and she looks like she's about to give up the ghost. But despite that, she doesn't look like she's ready to die just yet.
Well, that will end my turn.
She is going to, and she sort of starts, she doesn't really have any actual wounds because, again, this is a psychic knife, but she starts bleeding out of her nose. You see it coming out of her eyeballs and shit. And she is going to go ahead and... What is she going to do?
Don, I believe that last damage was only 5, not 8.
Okay. Okay. Still pretty badly hurt.
Yeah.
She's gonna swim up towards the giant Theobald who just cannonballed it into the water, and she is going to say, "Theobald, save me!" as she reaches out for a kiss. Go ahead and give me a Constitution save as she kisses you successfully. So she's going for the kiss, and let's say the Constitution save was just to see if you could keep it together, man. And you said, no, not this time. And you fucking face palmed her ass, and she did nothing. And she is going to use her bonus action to disappear into the water once more. and end her turn, bringing it back to the top to Pellinor.
So he's shit. He's back underwater, and let's see here. Now I have to be able to see him. Shoot. I guess there's nobody in the room to attack right now.
Not that you can see, anyways. You know she's still alive. You saw her just sort of disappear into the water as if a current just sort of washed her body away and it became water itself.
I'm going to ready a firebolt in case I see her.
Love that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you get ready, and you've got the firebolt in hand, ready to throw. The eel's very much dead. You hear a loud thud, and you see the water start to ripple, as you can only imagine. It finally hits the bottom. Glanthrin, you are up.
Yeah. So moving along this this pathway, I'll take the disadvantage after recalling my sword to sort of like heft it up, change my grip so that throwing downward is a thrust with a long sword downward toward her, and I'm just going to try to stab her blindly through the water.
Okay. Okay. Give me a disadvantaged weapon attack, please.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just kidding.
You plunge your sword into the water, but you feel nothing.
Oh yeah, and again, it's gone. Like I was.
Oh
I
shit.
was
Oh, you
throwing-
threw it. Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Yep. It's gone. But that was just action number 1, correct?
That was. I don't imagine that I could do close to the same thing with the quarterstaff. So I'm just going to. I'm going to hold. No, so I used my action basically
To attack.
all I
So
can
you've
do
got to,
for a
yeah.
while
It's got to be
is
another attack.
So no, I'm just gonna call that it and just wait.
How about you prepare it? You know, I think that maybe. I don't know. Nah, you know what? Whatever. You're just gonna pass it. That's fine. I think that's probably
Yeah, no, I mean,
all you
there's-
can do
there's no
anyways.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll go to Theobald, who is big as shit, but also still very halfling proportioned and in the water. What are you thinking,
I
sir?
would like to basically take my axe and kind of just like swing it in the water.
Okay.
Just kind of hope I hit her.
Yeah. Why don't you give me? Are you doing it recklessly?
Yeah.
Why
I'll
don't
just
you give me a
normal attack?
regular attack? Yes. Don't feel it connect with anything.
Oh, jeez. And I will do it again recklessly.
So, you swung the axe in such a complete and reckless manner that you are positive she is not within reach of you. Because if she was, she would have got hit.
Oh, I did it again, and I got a 24.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that you are positive she's out of your reach because you've swung so successfully and so everywhere that if she was, she would have gotten hit. But so she must not be by you.
Okay. Then I will. On 1 second. And where I'm at right now, I will swing again.
Okay. Positive she's not within range. You're just whipping the axe through the water and it's just not hitting anything, and you're doing it with great speed, so there's no way she could dodge out of the way.
Okay, I mean, just so you know, I have an extra 5 feet of reach.
Oh, you do?
around me. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. How did she die?
um.
She's pressed up against a wall, under the water, trying to hide from you.
Okay. So how about like my swing? The axe just kind of like almost does like a glancing blow across her throat, and it just spews out the blood into the water.
Ooh, and you see that her beautiful, once beautiful face, it shows itself again. And you see her grabbing at her throat as the blood just shoots out, but it just sort of mixing with the salt water. You can't imagine the salt water makes it feel any better. And she starts trying to swim for the surface, and she's going down, and she's going down, and about halfway, her arms just stop moving, and she's just floating, not really going up or down. And you are out of initiative.
Comrades, let's take respite in this area. Is it still nice, by the way?
It is still nice.
But yes, let us take respite in this area. Let us rest our wounds. I surely need it.
I quickly recall my sword to my hilt. I don't know if you guys have seen The Witcher, but I imagine
Ooh.
that one guy, the wizard who uses a sword and it just always appears back in the scabbard.
Or fucking Alucard in the Castlevania anime. That
Yeah,
shit was-
exactly.
So fuck yeah. First of all, love that. Second off, if you guys are telling me that you want to take a short rest, you may do so. And as you do, go ahead and roll your hit dice because you are going to succeed. But you're not going to have any encounters, but as you rest, you notice that the water stops. It starts to lose its warm temperature. Its nice, soothing glow that's coming out of the water, the light, is fading. And you see the crystalline structures that formed the ceiling above you sort of start to just sort of homogenize into a very boring, bland, wet limestone slab. And the dust starts to fill the chamber once more.
Okay, wait. When when you roll your hit die, if you realize that's probably not all that I want, can you
Yes.
roll again? Okay, good.
Yeah, no, you can roll one at a time, all as, up to 5. And remember that you add your con for each one.
Yeah, I have a very poor con.
I wonder if you could have
So-
if you have a negative con, would you lose life? Like, could you fall unconscious during a short rest? I wonder. Like, if
I
you
don't know
rolled
about that.
No,
You
because
just wouldn't heal. 'Cause
yeah,
I just rolled a 2 and only got a 1.
that's right. Because yeah, you have to roll at least a 1, and you can't have more than a -1. I just think that the optics on that would be funny for me as the DM, not as the player.
So, question, comrades.
Yes,
What is
yes.
the likelihood that you think we will find another place along the way to rest? I am just thinking that, I might need more rest later on if I'm to use all my hit dice right now. That'd be better.
Yes, this worries me. I am doubtful that we would be able to find respite too often within this place.
You think I should go all out or save a couple of hit dice for later?
I would be cautious. I would take no more. I would take no more than half of the provisions you feel might satiate you.
Save some of that cheese.
All right, I will save some cheese, as you say.
Oh, you know, as a halflings love cheese.
I'm lucky in that I might not have very many hit points, but if I need to get all of mine back, it doesn't take that many die.
Yeah, I don't have to roll very well. That's funny. So, as I mentioned, the water still, the room still essentially is the same, um, but the poison gas fills it once again. The water loses its nice warm temperature, and all the just cool crystalline structures are just fucking gone. It's just a wet ass, boring ass room once again with a 10 to 15-foot deep pool in it.
Can I have a hour long holding breath ability? May I go and explore this pool?
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me a perception check as you dive into the waters. So as you get to the bottom, you notice that the creatures themselves didn't seem to have any. The woman basically didn't have anything on her. Period. And the eel having a giant trident that didn't seem to have any magical or anything. Um, Probably would be impossible for any of you to wield. But despite that, it appears as though what she was telling Theobald was at least somewhat true, as there does appear to be in the deepest part of the pool a small grotto hidden behind a bed of kelp.
I'll go check it out.
As you explore the grotto, it doesn't look as though it goes anywhere. So whatever she was trying to convince you or whatever, it certainly doesn't look to be a way out. But there's many valuables that appear to be there. You find 6 golden statuettes that appear to be worth about 50 gold pieces each. A golden mask that looks quite valuable at around 250, as well as 2 crystal scroll cases worth 25 gold apiece, but it looks as though water has destroyed the scrolls inside of them. You
Hmm.
find a silver idol worth 15 gold pieces, and with that great perception check, you notice that this idol has a stopper hidden on it that appears as though it can be opened, revealing that it is in fact a potion, as well as a pair of magical gloves that you find to be completely unaffected by the water.
I'm gonna take this. Sorry, I will take this great treasure trove up. But I'm gonna put the golden mask on because it's less intimidating than my real one, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, look what I found!" It's going to look real bling. It's gonna look nice.
It's shiny as hell, that's for sure.
Is is the mask a humanoid face?
Ooh, why don't you tell me what the face looks like, Grease?
Um, You know what? Here's the thing. Grease is alien to this place. He really doesn't understand. So he thinks this is a really big upgrade. It's not.
I know
Um,
my thinking is like if you were to put on a humanoid mask, you'd come up and be like, "Hello, fellow humans. Look at me. I will eat solid food and breathe air."
so I think the best way to describe it is it looks sort of like a kabuki mask. And if you've seen Spirited Away and you know Nobody,
Yeah,
that's
no.
sort of yeah, No Face. That's basically what he's turning into
So
right
it's
now.
kind of horrifying looking, but it might be an upgrade over Grease's actual face. So, it's hard to say. It's a lesser of two evils kind of situation maybe. Um, but it definitely makes you look like a fucking baller though, because it is quite valuable.
Well, that's fucking awesome. And then I will show them everything else, all the idols, a potion that I don't know what it does, and some magical gloves that I don't know what they do, and then a bunch of other. I believe that was very basically it, right?
Yep, yep,
Mhm.
yep. Bought a bunch of
All
gold
right.
and then some a potion and some gloves.
All right. So I will report that stuff. I guess, you know, are we? I wish we did this before the hour, right? Um,
Exactly.
Hindsight, man, 2020.
um, What
The
do you guys
knowledge of
think?
these objects is a mystery to me.
Why don't you give me an Arcana check?
Ooh, gladly. I'll take a 17.
So you taste the potion, and you know right away from mixing class that this is a potion of clairvoyance, and it can be used.
Okay, and I think Pellinora did probably better things than I could probably figure out.
That's very possible.
I did detect magic and identify.
Oh, I didn't even see that shit. My bad, bro. I don't know how I didn't see that.
It's my bad
So
too.
the identify is gonna work best as it takes 11 minutes. I apologize because I didn't even see that. So let me just fucking just bloop them onto your screens because I'm good like that. Boom, boom, and also boom, boom. So yes, you do detect that these are gloves of missile snaring, which could potentially allow you to just fucking grab arrows and shit out of, out of thin,
In
well,
there,
not out of thin air, but uh,
out of poisoned air.
out of poisoned air, exactly, out
Out of
of quickly
thick,
being pushed
poisonous
away
air.
air by the arrow. These
Does
require
Well,
anybody
attunements as well.
does anybody
Pellinor,
want the gloves of missile snaring?
well, I think we all do, but we all have a defensive item except for Theobald, and he's like the melee guy. So I think it's only fair if you take him for now, because you're like ranged, and if any missiles come, I mean, it's a good defensive thing, right?
Yeah, I'm not invested in gloves of missile snaring at all. Please take them.
Wasn't really all that invested in them either, but I mean, I will if nobody else wants them.
Yeah, you might
Yeah,
as
no,
well.
like
Yeah, sure, you're in the
I
back, you're a
totally
little
share that.
squishier. Fuck it.
I mean, yeah, yeah. I've got my warding flare that I was gonna rely on, but
Ah,
yeah, I can
ah,
use it.
that's true. This
I
does
mean,
require your reaction to do it.
listen, I'll take. Uh, I
That's
will
a valid
absolutely
point.
take the gloves of missile snaring if you want, but I too have a reaction to use. I have the
Look at you guys being all prepared with your action economy, being smart.
yeah, I have uncanny. I have my uncanny goo, so I can use my reaction to take half damage from an attack. So, um,
One spell slot left that I fully intend to use on shield. At least for now.
I mean, at least that one does burn a spell slot, so that's.
Yeah,
can I give inspiration to the group for not fighting over magic items?
I'll give you all inspiration for not fighting over magic items because I'm very pleased to see it.
aw.
I
I
think
mean
at this point
that's
I
very
have 3 inspiration.
I was gonna say, I don't think you can stack them really anyways, so at this point, you've all role played well enough that you all deserve to have inspiration anyways. So, yes, 100%. I need to get like I need to get a radio soundboard, like, so I can just spam stupid sound effects when I'm streaming, so, and emojis and shit, make it really tacky as possible.
I mean, that would
But,
be awesome. I would be here for that.
so, we're just like some type of
I,
extremely spammable emote that can go on the screen, so, um, speaking of which, all y'all out in the stream, do check out those custom emotes and channel point rewards that we do have. Not to be a corporate shill, but they are fun. They're fun.
Would
But
gloves of
anywho,
missile snaring work for our barbarian?
I
I mean,
mean,
I can't
I'm
imagine
kind
it
of
hurting. You know,
I mean, I'm not really like, I don't know. I'm kind of like in the thick of it. Very
Yeah, I just meant
unlikely.
if like a
What?
ranged guy is
What?
trying to hit you.
It could be
You
up
want to
above you or
you want to give the
something.
hit point sponge something to not be a hit point sponge with?
I'm just gotta say, this is the most un D&D conversation I think I've ever had because there's a fantastic magic item sitting on the table for excellent players and nobody even fucking wants it. Like this is like,
All right,
fuck it. I'm not shitting.
all
I'm
right,
just,
fine,
it's just
fuck it. I'll take
hilarious. I love it. It's actually it's a sign of how fucking good you guys are as players. Like that's so. And when I say it's the most un D&D thing, I'm implying that there's usually at least one person that's
Don
anyway.
these gloves in good health, friend.
question. Can one of us carry one glove and another person carry another?
God, I wish.
We can just take it with the intent to sell it. I mean, we
Yeah,
can worry about who has it later.
You take it
seriously.
now. It seems as though you have group decided it's not valuable enough for you to spend an hour attuning to it, which would be required anyways to use it. And
Exactly.
that would eat up some poison damage, so you guys decide to say fuck that and do your next move, at least for the time being. So you still have this door that leads east that you can reach by this platform that's under the water. Although honestly, there's no reason you couldn't just swim there at this point. It is another sort of large oxidized bronze door.
Should we try to open it stealthily?
I will certainly try to help if that is helpful in any way. I'm not trained in it, but
Guidance.
Your help is all I need, and the guidance will be perfect. Sorry,
I love it.
your help is all I need, and guidance would be fantastic, friend. I appreciate this.
You
ooh,
effortlessly
comrade in Western's Cavalry.
the door seems to move a bit easier than some of these heavier doors have in the past, and you realize that it's because there's a thin layer of water sort of helping it glide across the floor in the passageway beyond that travels east for a little bit before bending north and leading to a set of stairs that leads to another set of double doors.
Well, you know, one of my byproducts from just my hemostasis is a little oily goo that sort of works like WD-40.
Fellows, there's more to be found.
Okay.
Onward.
So you guys head up the hallway, up to the door. Would you like to stealthily open this one as well?
Da. Same
Roll
trick,
away.
will you help me, old man?
Gladly.
And
Oh.
will you give me guidance, wise one?
I'll sort of wedge my staff into the door, like in the middle at the bottom, and try to use it to wedge.
And as you do that, maybe you look away from the door for a second as you're trying to get it in as a good wedge. And when you look back up, the door's open. And you didn't hear a goddamn thing. And you're like, when did he open the door? I didn't even know. I was standing right here, but the door's open. And you heard nothing. And it reveals the following. This hallway is 20 feet wide and has piles of rubble and debris scattered along its length. The walls are covered with frescoes. The south wall displays scenes of a battle between natives and invaders. The north wall depicts people questing for a new land. Their experiences during the journey include crossing treacherous mountains, sailing over storm-tossed seas, and receiving the guidance of the gods in their battles to keep their homeland free from invasions. In the center of the wall is a painting of a pyramid with a temple atop it and the sun shining over the land. Double bronze doors stand in the eastern end of the south wall. Down the hall to the west is an archway carved in the form of twinning serpents. Beyond it, the corridor continues on into shadow.
I would be slowly moving forward, like, um, staff up off the floor, using it almost as a torch to look at each of these walls, trying to rack my brain as usual for any tidbits of history, tidbits of magic that might
Okay.
make this legible.
Okay. Give me a history check.
Hey, you gotta love it. 26.
So you
Boo, boo,
know
boo,
that
boo,
this
boo.
this
27.
this very specifically tells the origin of the city of Tamoachan and how it was founded, and how after it was founded, the Great Pyramid of which you're in currently was constructed. Um, and it just basically it talks about how they faced many challenges as they went through these trials, but were greatly rewarded, and it is thought that once the pyramid is built high enough that they will basically penetrate into the afterlife.
I do not trust my feet on these stones, friend. Can you tell me whether we need be worried or cautious about the way ahead?
I look around.
Give me a perception check.
Given.
So, thankfully, it appears as though there are minor chips from what you can only think maybe earthquakes or something, but it doesn't appear to be any major fissures or cracks in the ceiling that appear to be dangerous. You also don't see any pressure plates or anything like that on the floor as you walk down the hallway.
That's mainly what I wanted to make sure.
Hmm.
Um, I'm very grateful for your aid. My eyes and my feet are not what they used to be.
No problem. This is what we do as comrades in arms together. We are here until we are out of here, you know?
And so just like cautiously, and people feel free to tell me I'm just trying to stay near the front because I know I have multiple attacks. Um, we'll sort of just snake our way down here, and we can make our decision about the path that we take once we approach them.
So as you walk to the end right here,
Okay.
it doesn't actually to Glanthern or to any of you appear that you're approaching a wall until the moment you step into it. And you don't get hurt and no traps trigger or anything, but you realize what this arch leads into is not in fact a long, depthless tunnel, but in fact an optical illusion that's been painted in a very specific shade and way as to give the illusion of a continuing hallway. But it is in fact a dead end of stone, with the exception that you see two niches to your left and right.
Hmm. Are these niches worth investigating? Because I will.
You tell
Or
me.
even perceiving. Just looking around myself.
Give me
Is
a
there anything
perception check.
to notice? Okay. Because at least I'm trained in this.
Yeah, yeah, give me a perception check.
14, not great.
You don't see anything interesting, no. It appears to
It
be
appears
just kind of a painted black wall.
it appears we have been fooled. More fools we, I say. We've been
Uh,
had.
well, this is not here for nothing. There is a reason why we are here.
And there appear to be no
So,
exits out of this hallway
you
other
know,
than
the
the one you
problem.
came into.
Uh, how do you say no in Russian?
Yet.
Нет, yeah, I should have known that fucking thing. Нет, 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 нет. Look. Uh, this is bare hallway in nothing land, right?
It
Read.
definitely looks like that.
All right. So,
I
it,
guess
it, it,
so.
so it leads to nothing. This makes no sense here. Everything leads to somewhere or contains something. Even that room with the stuff in it. Therefore, I suppose that there is probably an exit somewhere here. Maybe it is in one of these alcoves that you have uncovered. Perhaps check the
What?
walls. I will
Well,
check
be
the
my
wall.
guest.
I will check this wall.
Okay, so yeah, tell me where everybody's going. You check that wall. Where are the rest of you guys going?
I'll check. I'll check this wall.
All right, Glanthan, where are you gonna go?
Yeah, I'll check further down the hallway. I'll look for whatever image is largest and seems as if it doesn't necessarily have to be a wall.
Okay. All right, go ahead and all of you, and then Pellinor as well. What do you want to check?
Give me 1 second, because I am.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll check. Shoot. So you're already checking both the alcoves and the wall. I guess I'll check the one other side of the wall.
There you
Yeah,
go. Give me everybody
look at
give
the
me
wall.
perception checks. And it looks like everybody pretty much has except for you, Pellinor. So go ahead and
Yeah, no worries.
Grease,
But add guidance to mine. Oh,
Grease, you already
wow.
rolled a 13.
Natural
You're
one.
getting that 13, sir.
I'm
Oh
sorry.
wait, no,
I
that
thought
was
that was
earlier.
from
That was for
earlier.
something else, wasn't it? You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, Grease, as you walk up to your section, you see what looks to be a pressure plate right here. And I'm trying to think of how I want to handle this. Theobald, you got a 9. Ooh. I want the two of you to roll initiative. We're not actually going to go into initiative. I just want you two to each give me an initiative roll real quick.
Ooh, hopefully you go faster, Grease.
Fuck these
Oh
initiative
no!
rolls.
Theobald, you
Fuck these
walk
initiative
directly
rolls.
onto an opposing pressure plate that seems to be symmetrically linked to the one that Grease has encountered. Green, you turn around to warn of potential pressure plate action, and he says, "Huh?" as a giant portcullis falls and goes wonk as it hits the ground, blocking Theobald into this niche. So there is essentially it's not solid, but it does appear to be heavily reinforced iron. And it has
Um,
essentially trapped you into this 5-foot space.
I would like to try lifting it up.
Ooh, give me an athletics check, please.
Here, I will toss him my crowbar. Ooh, well, never mind.
Let me think
I'm
about
gonna get.
this.
Oh, never
Yes.
mind. I don't need to.
Ooh, let's see here. Give me 1 second while I read this. Hmm. God damn, I mean a 26 with it being a crit is hard to deny. You just push the goddamn thing back into its fucking position like it was nothing. And it breaks the
Look
pressure
at
plate.
Grease.
You hear a loud fucking crunching metal sound underneath you as you do it.
Who
I
would
look
be
at
more
Grease and I
likely
say,
to do
Grease, you better watch out. There might be a pressure plate over there.
Good.
Okay, let me real quick look at the other two. So Glanthern, you got a 12,
Okay, go.
and
Wait.
Pellinor, you
I was
got
distracted by that sound.
oh yeah, Pellinor, I don't think you gave me a perception check, did you?
I did. I got a crit fit.
Oh
Well,
no. Yeah, no, you don't find anything. None of you find
yeah.
anything other than these pressure plates.
All right.
Well,
But at least he's not trapped.
the temple
Right.
giveth, and the temple taketh away.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of anything that could possibly cause me to get trapped.
Just gonna get the cluster. This just get a little less claustrophobic real quick.
Yeah.
Are you not comfortable with small spaces?
You're not calling me small, are you?
No, I'm just saying, sometimes people are afraid of small spaces. Sometimes they are not.
Well, here. It's getting close to midnight, so why don't we call it?
Totally
And
fair.
start here next week, because unless you guys
Good
have a
call.
minor miracle, I don't see you really progressing much further in the next 60 seconds. Um, but
Do
that was
we
a
all
fun
roll
fucking
for a
game.
minor miracle?
I mean,
Yeah.
where's the
What do we roll for a
cleric?
minor miracle?
Give me
I
religion
mean,
checks.
you
Give me
have
religion
divine
check.
intervention yet?
All of you give me religion checks.
Oh, sweet, yeah. Let's do that.
Nope.
Nope.
Theobald, you're thinking like, man, I need a fucking mirror. Well, what was the 18? I'll give you the 18. Right? That
Well,
was.
it would have been 17.
I'll give you the 17. So you're thinking, man, I need a minor fucking miracle to figure out. Like, I don't need a minor miracle. I need a major miracle to get out of here in the next 60 seconds. I need to, like. I would have to, like, go into the afterlife somehow to get that kind of knowledge. Like, I'd have to go straight to the gods.
Well,
Like, physically, I'd have to go talk to them. I'd have to go to where they live.
yeah, well, can't help you there.
Well,
Wait,
I
what
don't
were the
remember what the
what were
walls
the images on the walls?
depicted.
So, I'll read the room description one more time for you. The north wall depicts people questing for a new land. Their experiences during the journey include crossing treacherous mountains, sailing over storm-tossed seas, and receiving the guidance of the gods in their battle to keep their homeland free from invasions. In the center of the wall is a painting of a pyramid with a temple atop it, and the sun shining over the land.
All right, so go to the gods. Can I go to the area? There's like a picture of the gods on the wall?
There is.
All right, can I go to that picture and see if there's anything weird about that wall?
Give me a perception check. You're pretty confident that there isn't.
Oh, okay, well then never mind.
And Theobald, you're just like, man, bro, need this miracle, guys. And you're just looking at this.
Revivify. Shall
You're
we
looking.
send one of us to the afterlife and I bring them back?
Theobald, what god do you believe in? Would you say, if any?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't think I
Not
actually...
that one. He doesn't.
I know you're not super religious in as a barbarian, but I don't, or maybe you are. I don't know, but whatever that god might be, it says, "The sun, you fucking idiot. We talked about this. Remember?" You feel God yelling at you for some reason. You don't know why he's being so aggressive, and maybe he feels bad about it.
Just for now, I'll say Uthgar. So where's that sun at? The pyramid and the sun?
It's
It's in
hovering.
the middle.
It's hovering
Up
high
the middle?
above the high above the pyramid, with the
On the
pyramid point centered right up
north-facing
under
wall.
it.
I'm gonna look at that real good.
Don't
Jesus
see anything.
Christ.
Just looks
Can I
like the sun.
Can I take a stone and throw it at the sun?
You throw the stone at the sun, and it depresses the sun slightly into the wall, ever so slightly. Give me a strength check. Give me an athletics check. Give me an athletics check. Ever so slightly. Just barely enough to notice.
I think we need to go towards the sun.
All right.
That would make sense based on their imagery and cosmology thus far.
Even here in this tomb, Raza gives us sign.
Yes, let's do this thing.
Okay. So what do you guys want to do with the sun exactly?
Let's just throw it.
Okay.
Knock on it with your knuckles.
Raza, you just go in and you say, ah, yes, or whatever you say, but yes, Raza is guiding you towards the sun in his holy flames of fire and heat. You push towards the sun, and the sun, with a grinding of stone, goes into the wall and then by itself rolls on a slight ramp into the wall, revealing a hole up almost towards the ceiling. You feel like you're going to have to sort of jump and climb your way up into it, that leads into a passageway beyond. And with that, we will call it.
Beautiful.
You climb through a little Discovery Zone sized tunnel, essentially, that's sort of high up into the ceiling, and it enters you into this chamber, of which I will describe right after this next commercial break that will last for 1 week. We will get back into it and see what happens to the crew next week as we continue onwards into the hidden shrine of Tamoachan. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys. It helps us a lot, and hopefully you guys are having fun watching us because I'm having a blast playing. So thank you to all my players. Thank you guys so much. Um,
Thank you for
and
me.
and we hope to see you all next week. And actually, one last thing before we sign out. As I mentioned, we've got custom emotes. Currently, for some reason, only Theobald and Dr. Hoot are visible. The others are awaiting approval. But if you subscribe for free with Amazon Prime, you gain access to said custom emotes. And if you don't feel like doing that, then maybe just hang out in the chat sometime and you will build points which you can use to redeem to add music to our playlist. So if you got a certain song you want to see on the battle playlist, submit those points and we will do so. Make me stop swearing. That's a very difficult challenge for me. And transform me into various D&D characters for periods of time for your viewing pleasure. So thank you guys. Again, follow, subscribe if you can. If you've done that already, thank you. We look forward to seeing you next week, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest